Hello everyone and welcome back to Clothesline. My name is Owen and yes, I know I've been gone for a little while and I do owe you an explanation. Unfortunately, my daytime job has been occupying my filming schedule, so as of right now, I won't be able to upload my regular weekly reviews. Nevertheless, I started this channel out of desire and passion and my love for professional wrestling, and I love to talk about professional wrestling. I love to give you my own opinions, my own thoughts, and my own reviews. Give this channel its own unique identity and a very special voice in the entire wrestling community, while being the first Israeli wrestling YouTube channel that tries to be a mainstay in the world of YouTube. So here's what we're going to do. First off, every Saturday from now on, I'm going to be uploading a video called This Week in the World of Wrestling, or something like that, where I talk about what happened this week in professional wrestling. Every show, from Raw to SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, also to the AEW show. So I'm going to talk about everything that's wrestling every Saturday. I'm going to try and make it maybe a half hour, maybe an hour show. I'm not promising. If I can talk about it less, I will. If I have to talk and elaborate about stuff, I will. So yeah, from now on, every Saturday, this week in the world of wrestling. Also, just because I don't have time to film doesn't mean I don't have time to write. So I'll be uploading content to our Facebook pages, both in Hebrew and English. You can see the addresses down below. I'm talking weekly reviews, pay-per-view reviews, and editorials. But the one thing that will remain constant on this channel is pay-per-view reviews. I will be reviewing pay-per-view and uploading them on video format on this channel for your enjoyment. As for the Hebrew content, I will still be uploading some Hebrew content as to retro reviews, some New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you would like me to translate those reviews, I'll be more than happy to. Just let me know down below. So now, without further ado, let's talk about Fastlane. Hello everyone and welcome to our Fastlane predictions video. So yes, I'll be talking about all the matches that have been announced to this pay-per-view. Some matches were announced, some matches were deleted, and some matches were brought back. Then of course some matches were added after this week's Friday Night SmackDown. I'll be talking about each and every one of the matches, give you my predictions about who's going to win. So let's begin. First thing we got to talk about, before they added the extra matches on this Friday Night SmackDown, I really didn't want to watch this pay-per-view. Because the thing is, I think WWE has done a very lazy job into building this pay-per-view and starting to plan the road to WrestleMania. And some of the matches on this card are a prime example of it. Just very lazy storytelling. Lazy storytelling that in return makes me very uninterested into watching this pay-per-view. That is until this past Friday when they added a couple of matches that I do want to see, but still I'm not keeping my hopes up. First off, we got Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. This match was on, then it was off, now it's on again. And the story of it is that you're really trying to sell me on the idea that Shane McMahon can manhandle Braun Strowman? I don't buy that. When Shane McMahon was feuding with The Miz and then Roman Reigns, he had the aid of Drew McIntyre and Elias. Now you want to tell me a story that Shane McMahon can manhandle Braun Strowman all by himself? I just don't see it. Nevertheless, I don't see this match happening. I think it's going to end in a no contest, and these two will face each other at WrestleMania. Which there, Braun Strowman probably throws Shane McMahon off a building or something. Next up, we got Mustafa Ali taking on Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. And I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because on one hand, I wanted to see Mustafa Ali versus Kofi Kingston at Mania because I thought they had a really good story to tell. Then, out of left field, we got Mustafa Ali versus Matt Riddle for the United States Championship, which is also not a bad idea, just out of left field. And because of the fact that they don't invest in Retribution, I don't see Mustafa Ali winning the championship here. Don't get me wrong, I want to see Mustafa Ali win the championship here. I just don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, I'll be extremely happy for Mustafa Ali. Next up is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. And even though I do feel bummed for Shinsuke Nakamura that he's only a sidestep in this story between Rollins and Cesaro, still, this is Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. This match, I'm hoping won't disappoint because these two can bring on a hell of a matchup. I think it's going to be good. I think Rollins is going to win, thus leading the way to Cesaro versus Rollins at WrestleMania. I do feel sorry for Nakamura that he's been used as a stepping stone in this storyline, but when it comes to this storyline, it kind of makes sense. Next, we got Biggie taking on Apollo Cruz for the Intercontinental Championship as Biggie defends against Apollo. Now, if logic dictates, as far as I'm concerned, Apollo Crews should win the Intercontinental Championship tonight. And it's nothing against Big E, it's about elevating Apollo Crews. Because ever since Apollo Crews has become the Nigerian prince, he's been in a whole new ballgame. He deserves this opportunity, he deserves to win the Intercontinental Championship, and Big E in return could have a big moment of maybe a return match at Mania where he wins the title back. But in order to keep Apollo Crews on a roll, he needs to win the Intercontinental Championship here. I mean, you could do a DQ finish where Apollo wins by disqualification, but I really think him winning the Intercontinental Championship will be a whole lot better. Alright, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got Alexa Bliss taking on Randy Orton, and come on, it's not going to be a match. It's not going to be a match, it's going to be a showdown. Maybe we're going to get a little tease of the new persona of The Fiend, but I don't see this match really happening. But I do think it will be another good build towards Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Next up, we got the women's tag team titles on the line as Nia Jax and Shayna Basler defend against Bianca Belaire and Sasha Banks. And my only question about this match is, why is WWE wasting my time? Come on, they don't need this. They don't need this matchup. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belaire could have a build-up feud between themselves. They don't need the Women's Tag Team Championship, for crying out loud. And after this Friday's attack by Natalya and Tamina, how come they're not a part of this match? Any other results besides Sasha and Bianca winning the titles is a blessing in disguise. They don't need to win the tag team titles. Another good tag team could get a fair opportunity for those tag belts. Maybe the Riot Squad? Yeah, I'm rooting for the Riot Squad to win those titles in Mania. But hey, that's just me. Next up, we got Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. And my question is, what are they fighting for? Seriously, what are they fighting for? There's no #1 contendership on the line. Drew McIntyre is already officially facing Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. What are they fighting for? The whole premise of this storyline was that Sheamus is apparently jealous of Drew McIntyre and wanted to take the WWE title off of him. Drew McIntyre is no longer the WWE champion, so why are they fighting? It doesn't matter who wins. If McIntyre wins, he keeps his momentum towards Mania. If Sheamus wins, he gets nothing. So why are they fighting? And finally, we have Roman Reigns taking on Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship with Edge as a special enforcer. And frankly, this is a no-brainer. Roman Reigns wins and he faces Edge at WrestleMania. And for those of you who may hope that Daniel Bryan enters the matchup in a triple threat way, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not gonna happen. This is nothing personal against Daniel Bryan. This is nothing against Daniel Bryan overall. But there's no reason for Daniel Bryan to be in the main event of WrestleMania. His story has already been told. He doesn't need to be in this matchup. The story is Edge versus Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan doesn't need to be in this matchup. I don't think he's going to add anything to this matchup. And frankly, yeah, I would prefer to see somebody else in this scenario. But for what it's worth, Edge versus Roman Reigns is a match I'm looking forward to. So yeah, bring it on. So those are my predictions for this upcoming Fastlane. Let me know in the comments below, do you agree or disagree with my opinion? I would love to read your comments. And also, if you want to stay notified when I'm uploading these videos, hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button. And I'll see you next time on another Clothesline review. Thank you for watching, and I do appreciate the following and support. Thank you very, very much.